Early in the morning.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and we are back with episode 10. 10, as they say in French, I think. One of them. Listen, we're back. That's what matters. This episode was mad, and this review could be 25 minutes plus. I'm gonna try and get it done because I've got more shit to do. It's a busy day today. Like the video for me. Please hit that bell to be notified for me. Press that subscribe button for me. It's road to 50k. I'd really appreciate it if you helped your boy get there. My hay fever's a bit mad, but merchandise in the description below. Now, the episode starts where we left off in yesterday's episode, episode 9, where Jackie and Josh are in the cafe. Wow. All while, yeah, Marshmallow is getting his suit tailor-made. Oh yeah, all this, marriage this and marriage that. His gal is with Josh. Like, you couldn't even write this stuff. It's proper peak. So they're having a conversation, and she's just saying how, like, I knew that was you, Josh. Like, when you came in the other day at Chelsea's birthday, I just knew that was you. My nipples got tingly, my nipples got hard, they got sensitive. I just knew it was you. I recognized your voice. And I'm like, ugh, god damn. And then he just starts spilling this whole spiel about losing the girl I want to be with was the worst thing ever. He's saying stuff like, as a man, you're not really taught to show emotion, which is true. And she says that she's not really emotional. Guys, this whole thing was very skipped. Like, they skipped a lot of convo. It made it seem like the conversation was about 2-3 minutes long. Obviously, the conversation would have been 20, 30, 40, maybe even an hour long. But they're condensing it into very, very short, bite-sized nuggets. So the conversation seemed rushed, but it's because it's a reality TV show and they're just speeding through it. So they obviously would have had a longer conversation. And he says, if you do want to be with me, I do love you. Now, from her side of things, she says, listen, I don't want to get married. This whole getting married at the end of this stuff, it's a bit too intense, it's a bit too early for me. Now, I don't blame her for that. That's real. Of all the bad things Jackie does and how toxic she actually is, that mentality isn't necessarily wrong. But she says, listen, I'm not going to do the marriage thing with you. But if you want to give this a go, and actually kind of become like a couple, you know, partner, boyfriend and girlfriend, and see how long it goes for or whatever, then I'm in. And he says, cool, I'm in. But before any of that conversation really happens, she just starts bad-mouthing Marshmallow. She starts slating him. She's literally saying stuff like, I cannot marry that man. There's no way I can marry that guy. She starts telling Josh that Marshmallow is far too sensitive. We all knew that anyway. We called this literally, whatever, fam, we all called this. Josh asks her, do you think Marshall will feel? And she says, I don't care. She flat out says, I do not care how he feels. She says, I chose wrong and I regret it. She categorically regrets being with Marshmallow. Way more than Marshmallow does. She's like, yo, this guy's soft, this guy's sensitive, I don't want to be around him. He's too feminine, he's too this, he's too that. We have an argument, then he goes and walks out the house for 3 days, etc, etc. They give each other a kiss and a hug, and that's it. They're now a couple now. Now, bearing in mind, this was filmed last year at some point, and if those screenshots from Jackie's friendship group chat are to be believed, they were filming since like May last year, or even maybe late April, start of May. So the fact that she got caught with Josh at a baseball game recently shows they're still together, which is quite interesting. So, you know, good for them. If they're actually still together, then good for them, even though I think they're both trash. The next scene then pans to Marshall, and Marshall's talking to his friends, and he still basically doubled down on the fact that he does still love her. He's like, I do love her. But he's frustrated that he couldn't even get a text. Well, I couldn't even get a text that she's not going to the dress fitting. Damn. So he says, he's done talking. Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah. So he says, listen, I'm done talking now. I want answers. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just like watching Marshmallow talk. I feel like he thinks he's in some soap opera or something. Anyway, everyone now goes shopping. All the girls take like a friend and family member to shopping, and all the boys do the same. So everyone's trying on their clothes, essentially. And I love the fact that Tiffany knows that Brett likes detailing. So Brett is looking at his suit and is like, yo, I want the detailing to be this, this and this. I want it, etc, etc. Obviously, he's a designer and stuff. He's a creative. Tiffany, in her like section, was talking about, yeah, I feel like the dress needs to have detail because I know my baby likes detail, and I like that stuff. That's real thoughtful stuff, you know what I'm saying? I like that. So Tiffany's trying on her dress, and she, as I said, she likes the detailing. And every time they try on a dress or like something, they have like a little speech as well. So Tiffany says, it's funny because Tiffany goes, I never really wanted to force a wedding. I never really wanted to force marriage. I just wanted to meet her soulmate. And that's what I've met in Brett. I know for a fact when she said that shit, Chelsea felt that. The shoe really fit there. Because she was like, listen, I'm not here to force no marriage. I never even came into this to try and force a marriage. I just wanted to see if I could find my love. And I succeeded. I know Chelsea felt that because Chelsea is forcing this marriage. She is forcing this matrimony. Paul starts discussing his love for Micah, and he says that he feels present when he's with her. I quite like that. I think that's quite an interesting feeling. He feels present, he feels grounded. He said it gets me out of his head and into my body. He's there. I thought that was quite interesting. It's Micah's turn to then try on clothing. And for once, Shelby the snake, yeah, her friend, Shelby with a big lesbian crush on Micah, is actually on better form. Maybe because she's sober and she's not drunk and embarrassing herself and crying and saying, oh, it's not it. I deserve you. He doesn't deserve you. I want to marry you, Micah. Shelby seemed a lot more subdued. And yeah, she was a lot more happier about the whole situation now. She weren't blind drunk. Anyway, she's not sure about it, but whatever. She looks good. Micah looks nice. They felt the dress. Kwame's now complaining to that guy, saying that I don't know what this guy is. Like, oh, it might be the presenter. I think it might be the presenter. By the way, these presenters, yeah, the woman and the man, they have no airtime. What's the point of them even being there? They don't do nothing. I saw them once at this episode 1, and now again on episode 10. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Kwame's complaining to my man, and he's saying, listen, I don't want to sacrifice this lifestyle for her, basically. He doesn't say that, but that's what I'm reading between lines. He does not want to sacrifice his lifestyle for her. He believes that he's the only one compromising. For her, she's growing, she's gaining things. But in his eyes, he's being taken away. His stuff's being taken away from him. The guy just don't want to get married to Chelsea. Grow a pair of balls, yeah? Yeah, ask your buddy Jack to spare a pair of balls, yeah? And give them to you. Because you ain't got niche. You got a vajayjay. You got a nice little coochie. And that's soft, wet vagina, mate. You know what I'm saying? Nice and soft. Chelsea's now getting dressed. So all while Kwame is saying, listen, I've got second doubts, I'm second guessing, I've got doubts, etc, etc. Chelsea is trying on her dress. And she's literally saying, like, she's crying and getting, well, you know, upset. Not upset in a good way though. Like, I can see myself walking down the aisle. Her and her friends are crying with happiness. She can't wait. She's literally saying, I cannot wait for you and Kwame to be married. I cannot wait to introduce him, bring him into the family. Kwame ain't interested, bruh. He just ain't. It's mad. And Chelsea is, I think he's getting to the point where she's getting like a bit deluded, because she's literally saying, oh, all I've wanted is to be like weird and extra with someone, and now I get to be extra with my husband together for the rest of our lives. And it's just like, babes, it ain't happening. It might happen for you. It really might happen for you. Now Love is Blind has aired. Maybe your followers have gone up. Maybe you got some clout. It will happen for you. But Kwame ain't it. He's not. Okay, cool. Marshall and Jackie. Wow, this episode is long. Oh my god, this episode is so long. Marshall and Jackie speak. This is where the drama erupts. Volcanic drama, yeah? Marshmallow and Jackie, they get back to the yard and they have their argument, they have their discussion, their breakup chat. It's literally wow. And he's like, I tried so hard. So yeah, he's doing up Bone Thugs and Harmony tried. Yeah, he tried so hard. But anyway, he's like, yo, I want answers. I want answers right now. And she basically says, what I felt in the pods was real. How I felt towards you was real. But then she says, on the outside, it's very different. I know you want to feel validated a lot. I can't give you what you want. You need a lot of security. She's basically saying, listen, you are a soft little coochie. I need my man to have a dick. You know what I'm saying? I need you to be more aggressive, more masculine. You need too much security. You need too much reassurance. You're a bitch. No, I'm joking, he doesn't say that. But then, oh my god, guys, I tried my hardest to print screen this. I tried my hardest to screen record this just so I could play this exact scene for this scene in the video, but I can't because Netflix on the app don't let you screen record, obviously, because they maybe think you're pirating the thing or, you know, whatever, I get that. But bro, she then says, and I wish I recorded his face, she then says, I just can't love you, ... because I'm attracted to Josh. And he's sitting there, his face goes, and then the camera just zooms in, he's like, and then she goes, I actually just saw Josh. She says, I actually just saw Josh. And he's sitting there going, what are you saying to me? What are you saying to me right now, girl? And she goes, I don't want to be with you no more. I said, oh my days. Like, this was brutal. This was brutal, fam. Oh my god, bro. Fam. And guys, I am going to give Donut of the Day to Marshmallow for this scene. I'm sorry, he has to get Donut of the Day. This girl, yeah, now don't get me wrong, I don't think what she said was rude. I don't think she was out of pocket or disrespectful. She was just brutal and direct. But the reason I'm going to give him Donut of the Day is because he couldn't even match that energy. He couldn't even give it back to her. He let her walk all over him. And then it culminated in him saying, give me the ring back. Yeah? Give me the ring back. Right? And she says, you ain't getting the ring back. So the one bit of power he tried to get back, and she dashed it back in his face and said, you ain't getting that ring back. Yeah, and you know the way she justified it? She said, the reason you're not getting it back is because it was real to me. And when I accepted it, I meant it. You think she's keeping that ring for that? Bro, she's keeping that ring for money, bro. That girl was she's a hoodlum. You know what I'm saying? That girl's a ghetto chick. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, that's not. In fact, we're all ghetto, you know what I'm saying? But that's a ghetto chick. Man, so I know them too well. She's flogging that. I bet you she sold that ring so her and Josh can go on a holiday, bro. That's literally that's the type of girl she is, because that's the type of person I am. If a person, you know what I'm saying, if someone gave me a gift and we end up having a toxic relationship and it falls out, I'm keeping this. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep it and I'll flog this. So, bro, you get donut the day because she wore the trousers and walked all over you in the entire scene, and she didn't even give your ring back, and you put up no fight. Instead, you said, you know what? You can keep the ring. And you know what this wet wipe actually said? This moist marshmallow over a campfire looking motherfucker, yeah, goes, I'm going to let you keep the ring. Because every single time you look at the ring, I want you to remember exactly what you missed out on. And I literally went like this. You know, I went like this. Like, I was just like, and she goes, okay, I can live with that. Jackie dominated Marshmallow from the moment the conversation started to the moment it ended. And you're a donut for that. Like, at least have some balls to say, you know what, Jackie, you are toxic, you're insecure, you're unstable, you need therapy, you're clearly damaged. Now get out of here, man, get out of my sight. Honestly, when he said you passed up on something great, I thought, ugh, get out of here, man, you cringy little Marshmallow. And then Marshmallow's talking to the interview thing like, oh, you know what, it is what it is, I led with who I am, I'm complete and ready to give myself to someone. Jackie in the pods was the one that I fell in love with. This Jackie, see, then he grew some balls. He goes, this Jackie outside, she's deceitful, she gaslights, and apparently this is the real Jackie. So I was like, why did you not say that to the bitch then? You know what I'm saying? And then Jackie, she said, she doesn't hold back either. She goes, I'm sorry, I can't be with him. She says, fuck it. And then she goes, fuck it, I'm not sorry. She goes, I can't be with him. You know what? F it, I'm not sorry. She goes, I can't walk down the aisle with this man. Are you mad? She goes, I don't know if I'm going to be with anyone. I'm a little crazy. Which is true. She is crazy. She even said to him, I don't even know if I want to be with Josh yet, but I'm going to give it a go. And I said, oh my God. So she said, I probably need to do some self-work. At least she knows it. At least she knows she's crazy and needs to work on herself. Chelsea and Kwame, they do some photo shoot. And I've got to give Kwame credit for this because you could tell he wasn't... Bro, this whole... Fam, I can't lie to you. This, in fact, this episode was the best episode of the season. Hands down. Every scene was like comedy gold. The scene with Chelsea and Kwame, he was giving little... Not digs, but he was giving little kind of... He would say certain things because he wasn't comfortable. Chelsea, again, she had a dream ever since she was a little girl. Again, someone who's desperate and obsessed with this whole dream of getting married and all these things. So she had a dream of having a photo shoot with her husband or fiance. And it was so funny. It's like an erotic one. It's kind of like nude / half nude, whatever. Do you know how funny Kwame is, bro? Kwame is literally like, he goes, maybe we can do a shoot with some clothes on first. You know, he wants to ease into it. You can tell he's not on it, yeah? And then he goes, he's just giving in like little passive-aggressive comments. He's like, oh yeah, you know, whatever feels comfortable for us all, you know, I'm sure we can get some good results. The guy is so funny. And you know what, I've got to give Kwame credit. He went into it. He gave her the photo shoot that she dreamed of. It was very cute, it was erotic, and it was nice, and it was whatever, it was romantic. Even though he weren't on it, I gotta give him credit, he did his thing for it. It looked like a trailer for Blacked. If you know, you know. Kwame then basically says that the good has outweighed the negative for him. So he's saying, you know what, I do want to get married to her. Yeah, me and Chelsea have some bad moments, but the good outweighs the negative. I don't believe you. You know, he says, despite the friction, I'm still happy. I'm at home waiting for her to come home. You know, I'm with her dog and all that. Fam, come on, bro. You're not interested. And in this scene, she's like, you can tell he's obviously still having second guesses, and she reassures him. I mean, he's second guessing her, but she reassures him. She says, the rest of our lives is a dream. Being with you is a dream. This photo shoot is a dream. I dream of the rest of our lives. How can this be real? How can I be with such a beautiful, perfect man? How can this man be mine forever? Fam, when she was saying all this, I was just thinking, you are delusional. Genuinely, you are delusional. Now, it's so lovely to be spoken like that. It's nice to be gassed up like that, and it's nice to be really seen like that. You know, like, you know, when a girl loves you so much that she even loves the way you drive. You know, the ones there, you're just driving, and a girl could just look at you, just watching you drive. It gets them happy. And then ones there, like, it's nice to have a woman like that. But when it comes to her and Chelsea, it's Kwame. Honestly, my gal is delusional, bro. She's talking about I'm the luckiest girl on earth. I mean, you know what? I'm happy for you. And Kwame, yeah, literally said to her, I've never met anyone in my life I've wanted to be with forever. What? Get this capper off my screen. You literally wanted, as in, I could tell, Micah, you know what I'm saying? As in, like, you literally met someone you want to be with more than Chelsea about the same day you met Chelsea, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad, capper. And then Kwame brings up his mum, his fake mum conversation that he had. Nah, he probably was on the phone to her about. Bare people were saying it was fake phone call, he was lying, but I do believe him. He's basically saying he's unsure if his mum will show up, and you know, Kwame didn't really date until college because, you know, his West African parents and the religious background. I get that, you know, all my friends are West African, so I know what it was like for them growing up and stuff, so, and the expectations, so yeah, I feel you, he just wants the support of his family. But if she asks him, are you truly ready? Are you truly ready to say yes? Like, she's asked him this so many times and his answer's never really been good enough. He says there's things that come up that make me second guess an extra second. But she then says it would be such a big waste to throw away what we've built. Essentially over your mum's approval. She's saying suck your mother, basically. She's saying bun what your mother thinks. Yeah, suck your mother and just get married to me anyway. That's what she's saying. It was an interesting scene with Tiffany and Brett because Tiffany basically starts crying. It looks like she's getting stressed about the wedding. I think it must, I'm assuming it's pre-marriage jitters. It's like stress of the marriage. I think they do love each other. I just thought it was quite interesting how she categorically said it. She was getting a little bit like, making me think, do I even want to get married type thing? I'm thinking, rah. Kwame calls his brother because his mum aired him. And his brother basically said the same thing, the right thing. His brother said, you've got to do right by you. It's hard to change mum's mind. Tiffany and Brett, they go on a plane journey, and he's talking about he's in love, and he then actually surprises her when they're back with these really, really lovely pictures, and she starts proper crying, and yeah, and she gets upset because he can see things in her that she can't even see in herself, and he's so ready to marry, and she seems to be the one that's a lot more stressed. That was real cute though, when he lined up the selfies that they took or whatever, the pictures and lined up. That was really cute scene. You can tell they're really good for each other, man. They really are. We get to the last scene of the episode, yeah, which is Bliss meeting Zach meeting Bliss's parents. Bruh, this episode was giving exactly what it needed to give. It was proper drama filled in every scene. You can tell he ain't interested. No, he's trying to build some rapport with him. And he asks him if he does fishing. He says no. I don't do fishing, so I wouldn't have no rapport with you on that one either. He asks him if you do golf. He says no. I don't play golf either. I don't play none of them. So if I was around him, I'd be like, no, I don't do either. I don't do neither either. But I do play football. I do box. So now what? Yeah. How about we test? You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can go a few rounds and then what? I'm gonna assert myself over you. Yeah. I would never let Bliss's dad ever try to assert himself over me. But then again, I'm not Zach. I'm me. So I actually like the way Bliss's dad asserted himself over Zach, and Zach was kind of squirming a little bit. It was quite funny. So he then starts boring the shit out of him, talking about litigation and law, and I was thinking, wow, man would rather watch paint dry than hear you describe this. And he was actually bored to tears. He was just kind of like, okay, I don't really know what to... He even says, I don't really know what to say to this. Like, I was like, well, bro, he's not even trying to hide his disapproval, his anguish, his distaste. His dad basically says this whole thing's pretty odd. The dad's whole grievance here is that you don't even know this guy. It's 2 weeks. You've known someone for 20 days, and you want to get married to someone for 20 days. Now, he's talking from a mentality of like, I've been divorced. In his mind, getting married after knowing someone for that short is just, it's logically impossible. So like, I kind of agree with him. I believe it can work. Obviously, I believe it can work. But I just believe on average it's not right. He's just sticking it on Bliss. Like, Bliss is saying, listen, I'm not dumb. I'm an educated person. He knows that as well. He says, Bliss, you're not an idiot. You know, you're a smart girl. So I'm going to kind of trust you, but like, I don't really see this. I like the way Zach explained the experiment to him, because he explains that their conversation was deep. They were having deep conversations about the books she reads. Zach is a very thoughtful person. He knows about the books she reads. He knows that it's her dream to be on the moon. You know what I'm saying? These things are things that you find out when you're talking to someone behind a wall. So the premise, the idea can work. Tiffany and Brett are a good example. I believe Zach and Bliss are a good example. I believe they can work. I believe they really are a good compatible couple. So I just don't believe Love is Blind for me. But I do believe it can work for some people. So I like the way Zach kind of explained that. You know, it was deep. We really got into some deep convos before we realised that, before we met each other, etc. So Zach then goes to the toilet. The dad basically just says, you two are dumb, innit? You two are dumb. Like, you don't even know what the real world is, and etc, etc. And yeah, he even said, I'm not sure that Zach's going to match her drive and ambition. I'm just not, I don't even know the guy. I'm getting married to this guy that is in my house. I don't even know this brother, you know what I'm saying? So I get it. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Now, I've got one more episode to watch, episode 11, and then I think the final episode is next week, or the reunion or something. So, yeah, man, this was a bit of a longer episode today. I hope you lot enjoyed it. Yeah, man, and I'll see you lot in the next video. Drop your thoughts below, and yeah, peace.